Hi Virgo, welcome to the channel and welcome to your reading for mid-November 2023. So, let's begin. So, the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. So, you guys have been wanting change for a long time now, and now things finally feel like they're on the move. And it's not so much that it's the external world falling into place, that's part of it, but really you have this drive now. You're no longer contemplating the pros and cons of leaving a situation, especially when it comes to work, of changing your environment, changing your home in some way, or maybe there's changes that have been beyond your control in your environment, in your home life. And it was very stressful and it was very hard to navigate for a bit, and it was hard to feel like you had a grasp on things, and you felt very spread thin in a lot of ways because there were a lot of changes you wanted to make in your life, but at the same time there was a lot of stress that was kind of keeping you where you were. And now it's shifting, or has shifted this month, is that you finally have the confidence to let go and feel motivated to move towards where you want to go, and things work out really beautifully now. And part of it is because you have spent the last few months planning and weighing out the pros and cons of leaving a situation or changing a situation. And a lot of it is just the fact that there's something that's moved in you that has really allowed you to let go of the fear, let go of the rigidity, and not so much fear, but this need to have everything be under control. The nervousness that comes with making these changes. It's like something has really swept over you now, where you can really make those changes in a confident and strong way. And what starts as, making changes to your environment, or learning more, or communicating with the people you work with or the people you want to work with, it really snowballs into changing the foundation of your life in the very positive way that you've been longing for. And so this month is really important to move with that confidence and continue to stay focused on what you want, and not get so caught up in the fear or the anxiety that comes with the lack of feeling in control. If you stay grounded in yourself and focused on what you want, and really lean into that confidence and that self-assurity you have going towards what you want, you won't really need to worry about what could go wrong or how things are going to work out. All of that stuff is going to fall into place. You just need to move forward confidently, and always keep in mind that where you are now, you've put yourself there, you've built that up through your practicality, through your ideas, and through your intellectual nature. So you have brought yourself to where you are now, and now it's time to move yourself into a different space and build a different foundation, a stronger foundation, and achieve career goals, or move into a career that you really love, or move into a home space that you really feel is what you want. Or if there are changes happening in your environment, in your home, that you first felt unprepared for, it's easier for you to settle into these changes and move through life confidently. And instead of worrying about what could go wrong or having that kind of anxiety, you're really seeing everything fall into place. And things falling into place comes from the trust and confidence you have in yourself. You've built your life up to where it is now, and now it's time to move on and to take things to the next level. And you're able to do that through that confidence that has brought you to where you are now. Now, we have the Tower, the Five of Cups, and the Death card. So this is the thing. When you see these cards, you know, it's daunting, but that's not necessarily what this is about. This is why it's so important for you to hold yourself and, you know, really lean into that confidence, lean into the goal you have. Because I think especially as we become older, it's easy to fall into patterns, fall into comfortability, fall into routine, and forget that it was you who created this life. That this confidence you had in your younger years, or when you were starting out a project or a career, or when you were starting building your life, you had walked that path with this confidence, with this vision, and with the knowing that you had the capability, you had the know-how, you had the work ethic, you had the drive to create what it is you wanted. But now, you know, we can fall into comfortability and we can fall into patterns and that need for control. So there's going to be a lot of changes happening in your environment and in your foundation now. And, you know, it can get hard, it can get difficult, because this is not a small transformation. This is a massive transformation. And yes, this is something you've wanted for a long time, and you really wanted to elevate your career and elevate your home life and, you know, settle into a place that felt more appropriate than where you currently were. And all that is there, all that is coming to you, and all that's being created. But at the same time, a lot of changes have to be made. And if you are not holding on to that confidence and grounding yourself, grounding that vision through trusting in your own capability and not needing to control all the outcomes, control where things are going to come from, or whatever the case is, you know, it's easy to get lost in the dramatics of the shift. It's easy to get lost into attachments or turmoil that can come. Because when you have a transformation happening like this, especially in your home, in your environment, in your foundation, in your finances, in the way you've worked, the way you've lived, this causes a lot of upset. And right now, really the only grounding you really have is in that confidence in yourself, that faith in yourself and your ability and your vision. And that's going to start falling into place. And as that falls into place, other things are going to kind of shift and fall apart. And it's important to lean into what's working, not get caught up in how things are falling apart and really get stuck on that. Because if you get stuck on that, you know, you're going to create a lot of turmoil for yourself. You're going to create a lot of stress. And the more stressed you are, the more you are attached to controlling, the more you are attached to the way things were, or how you were comfortable making money, or how you were comfortable doing a certain thing, the more difficult it's going to be to accept these changes and allow them to flow. If you can, you know, just trust in your ability, trust in the fact that these new things are coming in, and it's not going to be the same as it was. And there are going to be times where you lose that sense of control, especially if you're looking at making money in a new way, or learning something new. And, you know, this is a fundamental change in your foundation, your sense of security. And you really want to allow things to fall away and just trust in your confidence and your ability. That's really what you have control over now, is the way to move forward. You don't have control over how things are shifting and how things are changing and moving, and maybe there are points where you feel like your foundation could be falling out from under you, and there's this instinct to try and put it back together, but it's really not meant to be put back together. It's meant to be changing, and you are meant to be pioneering that change, to be pushing forward that change through your skills and your abilities and your vision for what you really want. Because what started you on this path to begin with was this dissatisfaction, wanting more, wanting to put yourself out there creatively, wanting more sense of purpose and meaning in your life and what you're doing, and that's coming to you, but it's at the cost of what's comfortable. And if you stay trying to control things, if you try to piece together what's trying to come apart, you're going to prolong this transformation. You're going to kind of put it on hold and get stuck in the dramatics of things. So it's important to remember that all this is happening for your sake. This is happening at the time, as you're going through this change, it may seem stressful, it may seem dramatic, it may be sad to let certain things go, certain people go, and it may be difficult to go through such a massive change, but this is happening for your benefit. This is really, even though at times it may seem sad, at times it may seem dark and uncertain, you're really on the road to elevating your life in a major way and transcending a lot of things. And like I said, this journey started because you wanted to move into a different career direction, change your home life, change your foundation. You wanted to learn different things, travel, express yourself creatively. And the foundation you had was built on or built by a version of you that you just aren't anymore. And now you're confidently stepping into this new version of you, and you're watching things work out. You're having successful moments. You're having support within your work colleagues, your peers, and within your partnerships, people that want to see you thrive in this way. And so what's falling apart now is the things that were preventing you from reaching this next level. The anxiety about needing to feel like things were under control. Things will be under control, and things are under control. It's just that it's not what you're used to. You're changing your environment, you're changing your life, you're changing your work style, you're changing the way you even think about a lot of aspects of life. And so when we have, this tower and this transformation happening, it's really just the falling away of those old patterns, those old ways of doing things that seem comfortable. And this is really happening for your benefit. And that's why it's so important to lean into that confidence, to lean in to what you've started building, because that is what you have control over. That is what is going to bring you success, not trying to hold on to the pieces that are falling apart, because they're falling apart so this road can open up for you. And when you walk through that road that's open up for you, and you don't, get lost in the sadness and the dramatic turmoil of it all, you find yourself able to walk away from a lot of things that maybe you didn't even realize were holding you back, until these events and these changes showed you what was really preventing you from becoming the person you've wanted to become and reaching the goals that you had, or creating a life you wanted for yourself. And so while it could be a tumultuous time, come the end of Sagittarius season, you're going to feel like you're on a clean slate. You're going to feel like you've really sorted out a lot of emotional wounds, a lot of patterns and behaviors that have kept you stuck in the same place, stuck in a paradigm that you've grown out of it. And so come Sagittarius season, you're really going to feel this elevation take place, and you're going to feel this release of all this baggage, even though it seemed like stress, it seemed like darkness, it seemed like sadness, and it was hard to, not get caught up in that, swept up in that. But once these things arise to be addressed and the changes take place, it will feel like a weight off your shoulders. It will feel like you're really coming out as a new person, stepping into a new paradigm and leaving behind a lot of the beliefs and emotional wounds that had you build that original lifestyle or way of being to begin with. And you'll be able to walk away from a lot of things. And it's like these things you've known are necessary to walk away from, and you will really feel that relief. You will feel that closure once we get into Sagittarius season, or once we get in through Sagittarius season. And you'll feel that closure coming in, and you will feel the luck that and the prosperity you have from releasing these things and taking that path. But it's about having the strength to keep going and keep building your new foundation, and keep walking that road that you want to, and not getting caught up in the tower moments that happen, to understand that these things are happening to show you what has been blocking you, what has been keeping you trapped in that paradigm, and also so you can release those things, and also because these things have to fall apart in order for this shift to happen, in order for you to open that road to this wheel of fortune, this luck, and to really elevate your life. And it's really what can feel like stress and sadness and a lack of control is actually a way in which you are being cleansed emotionally from a lot of attachments and a lot of ways of thinking that have kept you attached. So when things feel like they are out of your control, let those things be out of your control. Let those things fall away, and focus on the new path that you're walking, because that is within your control. And your focus on your skills and ability to create what you want and do what you want and build a new foundation for yourself, that's what's going to take you on this new path, and that's what you have control over. So while things are falling apart, focus on building the new foundation. Don't focus on trying to pull everything back together, because it's meant to fall away. You are meant to go through this transformation, and you will be a lot happier coming out of this. All right, guys, that's what I have for you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.